field vision all season and has seen his way to 5th in the league in rushing. It's the 49ers and the Broncos. And it's
we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9 games.
In the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 15 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense because, you know, those big guys up front are doing work. But now the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him at the end zone in this one.
On play action, here's Nix. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And it's 3rd down and 2. You look at this Niner defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
This guy's leadership is so important to how this offense functions. He doesn't shrink from any moments on game. And everything he does with confidence. He sets the example in practice, off the field, and is the guy leading everyone out for each possession.
Faking the handoff. Howell. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. And Howell will throw it. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 42 yards.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a man whose father won 2 rings as a Bronco. It's Christian McCaffrey. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Howell. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Throwing here, Howell. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
The Broncos offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. To throw, here's Nix. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Calling a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
And the pressure gets to him again. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. That's taken inside his own 40. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The Niners offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating him up right now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. If you look at this Bronco defense, they enter play here 24th in the league against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Howell. Open man is Samuel, complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Howell. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Howell on the QB sneak. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers had 6 to their lead. Jake Moody now for the point after. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Well, they were setting up the screen, CD, a lot of free runners, and they got there late, and the penalty ensued.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get into their brains that it was a screen, right? Instead of pulling off and chasing the ball downfield, they kept going towards the quarterback and knocked him down way late. That draws the penalty flag each and every time.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw is Nix. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Nix to the air. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Nix to throw again. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Chubb, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Here's Nix. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
And he is into the end end zone for a Denver touchdown. It's his 8th rushing touchdown on the year, his 11th overall. And the Broncos have got it back to within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. That time, a 9-play drive. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Powering his way forward. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The 49ers offense and Christian McCaffrey ready to go once more. And they love to find different ways to get in the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week second in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
19, Tiger. Here we go. Shot. Trap 60. Trap 60. Ready.
Howell down to throw it. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And once more, Howell back to the air. And that's going to be incomplete. Second and 10. Howell, he'll look to throw it. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. And this offense on third down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. That's Samuel caught left side. And he is going to have a Niners first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7. Howell from the gun. Back to Deebo Samuel for consecutive catches. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up second down. Howell looking to throw again. Throws the out route and completes it to Samuel. And Deebo going to have a Niners first down as a tackle made at the 15-yard line. Back to throw, Howell. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. Out of the gun, it's Howell. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Looking to throw. Howell. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Back to throw. Howell. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers are able to widen their advantage. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Now Moody for the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. So that one, a 13-play drive in total. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And fighting down inside the 25. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now, this is going to put him back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Second down and 3. And Chubb will try the middle here. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now it's Nix. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning. Off the play fake, here's Nix. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now. Operating from the gun. Nix. And that's caught inside the 30. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 26. Nix from the shotgun. And this will be incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. This one from 35 yards away. And his kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their 38. Off play action. It's Howell. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. And Howell will throw it. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowski to punt the football. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on as teams fight for those final playoff berths. Let's get you around the NFL here in a busy Week 16. We'll start by heading out west. State Farm Stadium in Glendale. And it's the visitors who are out in front in the second quarter. Terry McLaurin, a touchdown reception. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Eagles trying to hold on and claim victory. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, excellent in the W, as his guys get victory number 12 on the year. We just watched a fine first half from quarterback Sam Howell. He connected on a touchdown pass in that first half, and that's a big part of why his guys lead at the break. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way. Both these teams running through their final adjustments before they head out for the second half. Time for us to go back to Levi's Stadium as we'll hand it back over to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys are lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. In motion goes the tight end. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. This time they'll throw it with Howell. Open man, the former Gator. It's Ricky Pearsall. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 20-yard line. Throwing here, Howell. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Howell out of the shotgun. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And the 49ers are going to have a first and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Howell. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Howell, 3rd and goal. This is caught. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Howell on the QB sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Sam Howell, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Niners take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point try now for Moody. And the lead is up to 14. A 10-play drive that time. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. Remember, he called his own number on the touchdown run earlier, and that's something he's been able to do with some frequency this season, as you see here where he ranks among NFL quarterbacks. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10, down at the 31. To throw, here's Nix. Out right to Bourne. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. From the 25, here's a 2nd down and 4. Throwing Nix. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 14. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag.
Ball start, offense.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. In motion right goes Sutton. Nick's going to tap this forward. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Here's Chubb on the read option. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. To throw is Nix. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Broncos have cut it back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 24-17. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
A handoff left, McCaffrey. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Here's Howell. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who
fights through and now a crease. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Chubb on the read option. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Here's Nix. And that's going to be caught by Sutton. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19. In motion, the tight end. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Nix to the air. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. On 2nd and goal, here's the option. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Bo Nix keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Now Howell. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. The offense on 3rd down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. On play action, here's Nix. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Back to throw now on first down. Still going inside the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Open man, and again it's Sutton. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Nix to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skills showing the power, but just not much room to operate. Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here, a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes you get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And after that play, we've got an injury, and it appears to be to Courtland Sutton. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And his kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and he passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back to throw, Howell. That's complete to Pearsall. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Howell looking to throw again. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 3rd down, trying to get a little bit closer. From here, the field goal would be 55 yards. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu. I'll tell you that much for free.
Boy, hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming. 4th and 3.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
That is caught.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Here's Howell. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Hey, smash, drop. Here we go, shot.
Howell to throw.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
Here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Here now, 3rd down.
He'll look to throw.
Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
37-yard attempt.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now it's Nix. He'll let this go deep for Bourne.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker.
And he will be taken down, and that means we are headed to overtime.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the 49ers who will get the football first with a chance to win it here in overtime. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 93 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Here's Garendo on first down.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
This is McCaffrey on the give. Down the left sideline. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. We needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score and OT finishes it off, but all throughout, really just a great game to witness.
I agree, and the whole time we were watching and working on this game, I had it in the back of my head. We could get to overtime. Just the way this game went, the ebb and flow of it all. And then to get there and finish it what I would call old school way, a running play, because in today's NFL, we throw the ball to ring the bell, don't we?
Not there. They ran it in. And again, just a great game that we bore witness to. So for the 49ers, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Denver, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.